Welcome to the 2022 Ducati V2 Streetfighter. So yeah, a bit of a sporty one today, guys. Brand new for 2022. Straight off the bat, I think it looks banging. Looks really, really cool, guys. This is a sexy motorbike. When I first saw it, it's really not really up my street. These looks, it's very sort of angular, aggressive and sporty, but actually in person, Ducati they nail it. They're just so quality. It's a really premium and feeling motorcycle, really, and it does look very nice. Let's hop on board her and see what she's like to ride. So first off, a nice old-fashioned key, which is good. Been starting to get used to the keyless ignitions these days, but nice key there. That's a nice Honda Fireblade there. That's it. Kicking out 153 brake horsepower and 101 Newton meters of torque, so it is not lacking in power, but it's not the fire-breathing monster of the V4, you know, or the KTM Super Ducati. It's a little bit more refined, this bike, a little bit less power even, but I think it's going to be pretty fruity. So immediately hopping on the bike, I mean, it feels with these wings up the front here and the tank anti-scratch sort of grip pads on the tank there, it feels like it's a cool bike, this, but it feels premium. Feels like everything should be where it is, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel like things are just stuck on and poking out and doesn't work. It all sort of works very nicely. Your feet are nice and high up, not too high though. But it's all very sports orientated, this. Big clunk into first gear. Quite nice and reassuring, that. So this is the 955cc and it's a Super Quattro. Excuse me if I pronounce that wrong. It's different to the 950cc that you find in the V2 Multistrada and the 950 Hypermotard, etc. This literally is, this bike, a Panigale V2, just without the fairing and slightly more geared to road riding. It really is. It's exactly the same motor, same suspension units. Bit of a interesting concept, this. Straight away, yeah, she feels like a bit of a thoroughbred, if I'm being honest, if that sounds right. Excuse my gadgets here and my sat-nav, etc. Never compliments the bike the best, but one has to know where they're going. She feels like a thoroughbred. I want to get to know it a bit more before I give any verdicts, but she's ready to go. This is a premium sporty Ducati, as much as I can say there. In town, is it easy to ride? Yeah, it's easy to ride. It's a little bit, just gonna say on these, I mean, I'm in second gear going 20 miles an hour and she is vibing a little bit. I'm sure a lot better than the old Ducatis, a lot less vibes, but yeah, there are some vibes there. I don't know if you can see this screen vibrating or possibly hear it in my voice. So possibly not the ideal town bike, I think, actually. Don't think that's what it is designed for. It feels beefy. As if it's not a little bike, this. It feels like a proper grown-up proposition. Get some of the figures out of the way before we see what she feels like to ride. It retails at £14,995, which I'm a little bit confused by this bike. I was thinking about it before doing the video. Where does it sort of, what's its competition? Ooh, what is its competition? I mean, it's not the full-fledged fire-breathing V4, super naked, but then it's got a fair bit more amount of power than middleweight naked sports bikes, so it's sort of in a category of its own, really. It's also a fair bit more expensive than the middleweights naked motorcycles, and once, you know, relatively specced out, it's a little bit cheaper than the 200 brake horsepower super naked. So yeah, its own niche, this bike, so it's very, very interesting to ride. I've literally just hopped on. I think I'm in road mode. I mean, it's pretty obvious with bikes like this, there's loads of power. It's 153 brake horsepower. You really don't need any more than that on the road, but we're just going to ride it and sort of see what it feels like, and if it instills confidence, confident to ride as well. So guys, I've just pulled over here. I've been in road mode so far, and just going to toggle through the modes, just show you how intuitive the screen is. It's really nice. So on the left you've got your mode button, press that in, give it a hold, and then the up and down arrows, you just simply switch through your modes, and obviously you can exit there. So you have wet, which is more geared towards for when the road is wet, obviously, and then you have road, which is your standard medium mode, and then sport, which flashes red there, and then you just press the mode again, close the throttle if you're riding along, and then you're in sport. And in the menu there, I mean, with a bike at this price, of course you can go in and you can adjust the engine braking, your traction control, your cornering, ABS. Engine response mode, you can configure it really how you want it in each of those three modes. Got all of the whiz-bang tech that you need, really. But yeah, so sport mode, let's see what she's like. I'm going to be completely transparent here. When I first got on it, I have a thing with Ducatis. It's probably just me, but it's like the vibes of the bike. I find them quite vibey. Something with me just doesn't really gel with some of the twins that Ducati do. But I've just been riding this bike some more there, and I know inherently Ducati has that quality embedded in it. Everything's really quality. The suspension, the gears, the brakes, it's all top-notch stuff. They do charge for it. So I just wanted to get my head around it, so I went for a bit of a longer ride there, and I'm getting used to this. When you start moving, like pushing on speed, it all comes together. Bloody lovely, this. At lower speeds, it's a little bit vibey and chuggy, and you can feel the vibes coming through. But that's the sort of old school sports bike in it. When you open it up, it almost all tightens up, hunkers down, and everything smooths out. Apart from that left wing mirror, that is a nightmare. But yeah, the quality is there. It's absolutely, it feels really planted. The quick shifter, as Ducati always do, is just bloody lovely. It's sublime. Oh, saying that, wouldn't go down a gear then. And that, like now, it's a little bit clattery at the lower speeds. God, it leans in very well. But as we come out here, I'll open it up a touch. It's very, very, very nice, that. It comes alive, but at the same time, it sort of smooths out as well. It all sort of just works. It all starts working in unison. Really nice package. I've never ridden like a super sports bike like the Panigale, but you can get a feel for it through this. Everything feels quality. So it's got a lovely exhaust note to it, sort of thrumming away, and as the revs build, naturally it gets quicker, but it really does build up. It's an aggressive bike. You're really getting a I've got to be clear, I don't know that much about sports bikes. You're just really getting I'm sort of learning as I go here, and I hope you can enjoy watching it, but it feels like a sort of next level up to most things I've ridden, to be honest, when we're talking about just sports bikes. Even comparing it to the KTM 1290 Super Duke R, I think this feels more premium. I think I prefer this. It's less intimidating, but it feels like a proper premium sports bike, this, especially when those revs build. Much nicer higher up. And we're fueled up. Characterful petrol station here, handily just on the side of the road. Sitting in front of us. That exhaust, it barks. So we'll go for a bit of a ride, try and find a nice road, and then we'll pull over somewhere and I'll talk you over some of the specs of the bike and some of the added little features that Blade Motorcycles have put on. On that point, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Oxford Ducati, which are part of Blade Motorcycles Group, which, if you've seen my videos before, I'm sure you know they are very generous in lending me these beautiful, high-end, top-of-the-range motorcycles to test ride. So if you're in the market, give them a call or pop down and see them. They really do have some fantastic demos on offer to ride and some bikes to ride. So they must have worked something out in the fueling or something, Ducati, because I'm going third gear, 29 miles an hour, and you've got a bit of a thrum from the exhaust. There's a little bit of clatter. Come up to 33, 32 miles an hour in third gear and it's almost like you're floating along. I'm not sure what they've done there. They've engineered that to be comfortable in the 30 zones, but it's really smooth. It's like an electric bike in third gear at 32 miles an hour. Just thought I'd point that out. It's weird. And now we're back in the zone of the exhaust popping away. Oh, it's so nice, that engine, when it spools up. It's really smooth, smooths out. It's got loads to go, but not like a mental amount. It's just really nice. Very confidence inspiring as well. Oh baby, you are nice. It's absolutely planted. Very nice bike. It would be awesome on track. I've never done a track day, but I'm assuming it would be. I would love to take this on track. Oh mate, this bike is just built for a nice sunny day on some nice quiet good riding roads. Yoo! It's such a smooth power delivery as well. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this. Much smoother than the KTM Duke. And the handling, I think the handling's better and more sure-footed than the KTM as well, definitely. Sorry guys if you're on a KTM, but this is sweet as, this thing. So going 55 miles an hour here in sport mode in fourth gear. It's lovely. You could just do this for a long time. I could seriously, not what these bikes are made for, but go touring on one of these. You know, I could ride it all day. It's a really comfortable riding position. You bang it in fourth or fifth and keep it below 60. It's just, she's a beauty. You're quite high up, commanding position. The handlebars actually rise up to you very nicely as well. Sings when you get on it. Bumpy road this, but the suspension's taking it in its stride. Feels planted. Nice bike, nice bike. So guys, so just show you the seat height and how it's like for someone of my size. I'm 5'9" with an inseam of 32, 33 inches somewhere. Let's call it 32.5 inches. I'll jump on. The seat height on here is 845 millimeters. I'll let you know what it looks like. So yeah, I can flat foot it relatively easy, to be honest, but it feels sturdy. The wet weight of the V2 is 200 kilograms, but it just feels absolutely planted on the road. Maneuvering around, manhandling around, not a problem at all, and on the road, it feels so planted, the weight's just not an issue. It's good within its class, 200 kilograms. Alright, I hope this comes out properly on camera. Just gonna start her up, see if you can get a vibe for the sound of the exhaust. It's nice, it is definitely one of the nicer exhausts. You don't want to let the revs down too much at lower speeds. You can just hear it singing. Ooh, little jump. So just a quick one, little bit of a brake test. 40 mile an hour, no one behind. Yeah, the brakes are mega. Brakes are really good. They're not sharp, the brakes, they're not bitey at all. I wouldn't describe it as bitey. They're actually quite a long throw on the front brake, quite sort of progressive, which is nice. I personally like that style of bike. I don't like really sharp brakes. These don't bite at all. They're not that sensitive. There's quite a bit of, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of play in the front lever, which you can adjust, but brakes are very nice and progressive, and yeah, really great feeling to them. So one thing, this bike, it's not rattling my teeth out. That's not the case. It's not that bumpy at all, actually. But it's not designed for just pottling around backcountry lanes at 30 miles an hour when it's really bumpy. Of course, it's not. It's a sports bike. What am I saying? But it's really a thoroughbred. She's a beast. She's beautiful. It's not a beast like the KTM. Like the KTM's just rabid, absolutely insane. This is much more, I don't know how to describe it, refined and composed, possibly. Yeah, I'm quite taken with this. Are there better bikes out there for the money? I think there probably are. Like, you could save yourself nearly 5 grand and get yourself a Triumph Street Triple RS, or a KTM, you know, save yourself 3 or 4 with a KTM 890 Duke. And I am yet to ride those bikes. I have ridden the Street Triple actually a while back, but this is, I would say, slightly another gear up from those bikes. This is, as I keep on saying, a proper piece of kit, proper premium sports bike. This really won me over because it's not scary. It's not like, I love the KTMs, but the KTMs are just poking you like go 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 go. I would struggle to do this on the KTM because I just want to be blapping it, just letting my throttle go and just ragging it. But this is it's alright here. It's nice bundling along. Well, I say bundling along, we're going the speed limit, but this is pleasurable. And then when you do want to wind it on, it's just premium. And she sings. It's really nice. It is an expensive bike. I would struggle to get my head around that. That's a lot of money, but I guess you paying for what you get. Is that the saying? God, I can't even speak. Highly recommend getting out and going for a test ride. And if you are in the area, Blade Motorcycles or Ducati Oxford have this very bike you can get a ride on, and it's really nicely specced up. This is exactly how I would expect my V2 up. So yeah, get down there for a test ride. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like to support Red Ang, the channel, reviewing motorbikes, I do tours, and also at the same time trying to sort of raise awareness for mental health and show how it's massively helped me over the years. Motorbiking has, for my mental health, and how I think it can help many other people, and just generally raising awareness for it, doing a good thing. But if you want to support Red Ang Revival, I am on Patreon. I'll pop the link in the description. You can take a look there, and any amount given to support the channel is massively appreciated, and genuinely does help for me to carry on making these videos and creating content for you guys. On that note, if there's anything you'd like to see motorbiking wise, maybe another tour of mine or another video focused on mental health, do let me know, and I'll do my best to pencil it in and plan a video around it, because at the end of the day these videos are all for you guys to enjoy and watch, and I do love making them as well. That helps. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I shall see you in the next one. Also, test ride one of these. They're proper nice. Real nice bike. Ciao Bella.